63.
74? 63? Hello, everybody, and welcome to KingPastaDucksNStuff. We are here, starting from the top. I am your host, Parker, going counterclockwise. It's Evan. It's Evan, Tyler, Ian. I didn't tell him about this surprise. Everyone list your favorite color. Mine's crimson. Evan.
Mine is... Oh.
Tyler.
Mine is reddish.
Ian.
Red is? I thought it was maroon.
Evan, you're the odd one out. What's your favorite color?
Did you not hear me?
No, you didn't say anything.
No, he said it. Yeah, he said neon green.
I didn't hear him. Hey, there you go. Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Why does that make me the odd one out?
Because I didn't hear you.
Double green.
If I didn't hear you.
Me, dog.
Ian, green him up.
Dizzle. Ian. Yes, green.
You guys, he's over here. There you go.
That's the angle.
Anyways, thank you everyone for joining us today. KingPastaDucksNStuff. We are a podcast. We talk about games and other stuff. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're bad at this. Very professional. Me eating gummy bears. Evan had a what'd you have a minute ago, Evan?
What?
You had a what earlier?
What?
Like 10 seconds ago.
I don't have anything.
You ate something.
A lit symbol, and then I was just.
No. Like before the show started, you were eating something.
I was eating something. Oh my! Yeah, I don't know what it was. My dad made something. It was like chili.
Yeah.
Chili.
Oh, it was
I don't know what I
delicious.
was eating. I just put things in my mouth.
yeah, no, I do that all the
It was
time.
pretty delicious.
Maybe it tastes good, right?
Maybe. I
Ah.
don't know what you'd call it.
Anyways, thank you for joining us. We're gonna roll right into the news, and we're gonna start off with our game genre of the week, and it's sports. Everyone's
Everyone get
favorite.
hyped.
40
Dude, sports is crazy, dude. Never heard of it. Sports are unheard of in video games. You got your FIFA, you got your Mario Strikers,
EA Sports.
you got Mario Golf, Mario Swimming,
Got Mario Tennis.
Mario Tennis, Mario Super
Wii
Tennis,
Sports.
Wii Sports. Yeah, that's a good one. Now name a non-Nintendo game that you guys have played that has been a sport game.
Ooh.
Ooh, I don't know what its name is, but it was on the Sega. It was a one of the hockey Sega games.
Hockey.
Oh yeah,
Matt-
the Sega hockey game.
I don't know.
What was it called?
It was really old.
Yeah,
Very.
it was on Genesis, right?
No, it was on Sega.
The Sega Genesis.
Yeah. What else would I be talking about?
The Sega 74.
Saturn.
No, fuck
Or
that.
they still make Sega games.
Do they make Sega games? I thought they went out.
Yeah, they
don't
made
make
a Sonic one like a
consoles.
couple months ago.
They don't make games.
I didn't hear about it. I don't care about
Oh no, they
Sonic.
don't have their own consoles, but Sega makes a lot of arcade games too.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
they make the machines because they're still kind of a thing in Japan. They have lots of arcades.
really.
I mean, they don't got Sonic going for them, so they have to.
But I do have a quick question.
What's the
about,
question?
Sports. So what is a sport?
I ask myself that something every day. I'm like, I hear all these people talking about how they're getting fit by playing sports, and I'm like, I want to get fit, but you need to tell me what a sport is.
Yeah, like what is a
What is a sport? Because us here.
I know
No.
all about kicking the touchdowns.
Yeah.
Shooting the goals.
Scoring the field downs and the goal.
Yeah,
I
I dunked
getting
my
the
red
home,
card the other day.
The home
getting the
fours.
goals.
I got my green card. Do they have green
I
cards?
scored a
In
perfect 300 in baseball.
What do they have in soccer? There's red, yellow, blue
What cards?
in soccer.
Soccer, it's green, yellow, red.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Except
Red
that
is
there's
like
not
your
actually a green. It's only yellow and red.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, soccer is American. Or is
Is football.
in
Y'all
America.
down yonder
know-
call it
I
football.
know that.
Do
I'm
they?
pretty.
Nah.
I'm pretty
How
sure
you know?
people call
Well,
it
no,
football. Still know that it's soccer.
Is there a Mario American football game?
yes.
There is?
Or is there? I
Really?
know there's one coming out, right?
Really?
Oh wait, no,
Am I
like
making that up?
Not footballs in soccer. Footballs in football.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
football.
okay.
There is a soccer
no,
game.
then no.
Mario Strikers.
Hmm.
Because the striker is one of the positions.
I don't know anything about sports, so what are you gonna do? But
So
yeah,
we're gonna go in a circle.
yeah. No, everyone, just tell me what do you like about them, and what is
All right.
the best, arguably the best sport game you played. I'm gonna start with Ian, if he's got something.
No, I don't have anything.
Nothing. All right,
I
Tyler.
mean, I have played
Okay,
sport games.
So what I haven't really played too much. I've played it like over people's house like once or twice. The one thing that I really am not a big fan of is the passing. It's like really awkward because sometimes it'll be like, oh well, you pass it to your teammate, and once the teammate gets it, then you're them, or it'll be you pass it to your teammate, but before the teammate actually gets the ball, I'm just going with soccer, okay? Before
'Cause
the
we know
teammate
about
actually
soccer,
gets the
right?
ball, you become the teammate, and you weren't expecting that, and you end up running and
Oh,
you feel like an idiot.
Yeah, that happens all the time when you accidentally like switch characters without meaning to, because it just switches you.
Yeah,
I
it
hated that.
automatically switches.
I hated that in Strikers. That was stupid. It was a good game though.
Oh man.
Passing's pretty much a bad part of all sports games, I feel.
Yeah.
But then again, I haven't played many, so.
How about you, Evan?
Well, I played like all the Mario sports games, and I played other stuff. Would Tony Hawk be considered a sports
Tony
game?
Hawk
It's a
Pro
sport,
Skater 4.
kind of. Yeah, they're in.
Is skating a
Oddly
sport?
specific.
Yeah, but that is like a. I guess.
Well, no, just any of the pro
Well,
skaters.
it's in the same vein as an e-sport. Is that a sport?
Well,
Because that's electronic
it's not
sport.
a genre.
Why don't we count it just for?
Yeah.
For simplicity's
Just
sake,
don't
okay.
talk
It make
about
a lot
Tony
of
Hawk.
sense.
Okay, well, competitive
I don't
skating.
know what else it would be considered.
Okay.
That game's really fun. I like grinding, and like I don't know anything about skateboarding, but I feel like a badass when I play Tony Hawk because it's like, whoa, I'm grinding on a telephone.
2,000 points, 5,000 points. It's going up so fast,
Yeah,
and then it's
I
just
don't know.
like you
I
face
just see
plant.
random like radicals and stuff. Like that's cool.
Totally tubular. You
But,
nailed
like,
that
with
one.
normal sport games like soccer, basketball, etc. What Tyler said so true about the passing, like because you have to switch between the characters, and you know it would be terrible if they had like you had to do it manually. That'd be so hard, especially when the camera zoomed in and you
Yeah.
can't see where someone is. But I also think it's kind of rough, like catching it sometimes because you just randomly switch to the other guy. Like it's crazy. Some sports games are definitely fun. I think baseball plays pretty well. Because you
I
really,
really-
don't need to pass.
I really like
It's
the Wii Sports.
grow in that direction.
Wii Sports was really
Wii
good.
Sports are fun.
The Wii
Yeah,
Sports, they
bowling.
did it really nice. It was fun.
Super simple as
Baseball,
well.
like you didn't actually have to like. Well, that's what was good about it. Was simple. Like a lot of the sports
Anybody
games, they
could
try
pick
to
it
make it really realistic.
Mm-hmm.
But like the baseball, that's not realistic at all. But it's still really fun.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
I got a
Some are
story.
more fun with like power ups too, because they add them.
Let me tell you a
Like Mario
story
Striker,
after this
a
one.
super move.
Right.
Yeah,
Let me tell you a little
Yeah,
something.
I kind of dragged back.
So back in the day when I first got my GameCube, my grandmother didn't really know what I was. Like she knew like what I like
What
to
you
do,
were.
but she thought that he's a boy, he must like sport games. So she gets me
Oh,
NB, whatever the national basketball thing is, NBA, yeah, NBA game. It shows you how much I know about sports, and I legitimately a couple weeks ago we had like a container for all the games. I went back in there, I never opened it. Never opened the
You
game.
have an unopened game from, like,
I
2000.
haven't opened the
Oh,
older than
that's
that.
great.
Wait, you
And-
still have it?
Yeah,
too?
and then I opened it, and the instruction manual was like this thick
Yeah.
for all the
The
controls.
Old
Yeah,
game,
older
no,
manuals
old
are just
games
like-
are
But it, like, two
they have,
manuals.
so much stuff, and they have it for every language.
And I tried to play it, and it's like I would never get this as a kid. Like this is impossible.
I just remember playing the hockey game with my dad when I was really young, and it was really fun.
It was alright.
It's like, even though I had no clue what I was doing, I loved shooting the puck out of the rink. It was possible in that game, and I couldn't help but do it. I always did it. It was great.
And if you
I'm
all
sure my dad was annoyed by it.
ever play FIFA? No?
That's the one like sport game I have not played.
Oh, you even played FIFA?
I've played it once, and I'm not a huge fan.
I've played it a few times.
If I'm gonna play soccer game, I'll just play Mario Soccer. Because it's better.
I mean, a
I
lot
had
of
to
people
play a soccer game. I'd play real soccer.
If you're gonna play no, the whole point of a video game is so you don't have to do the work. And still feel like you're doing something. Kitty!
Somebody plugged in there.
Something new that I like about the newer sports games is that
I got a
you
cat.
can
Keep
create
going.
your own character. and like go through like a career
Really?
with that character. Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
yeah, and it's really cool that you can just start your character, and your character is not good whatsoever. It is completely skill
Got an
blind
animal.
at first.
Oh.
So you can just basically build your character up, and then
We got a cat.
I do have a cat.
it is a little bit satisfying.
My cat still has the cone of shame on.
The cone of shame.
He's not allowed downstairs right now.
The only sports games I really liked were Mario because all the others were too hard and it just felt boring to me. But they're alright.
I only really like the Nintendo sports. Not like Mario, but like the literal sports.
Wii.
Yeah, where you'd play with your Mii and shit.
Right.
And
Right.
like Wii Sports Resort.
Well, they just like
Oh, Wii
and you
Sports
get a
was
home run.
Awesome.
I really loved flying around on the plane in Wii Sports Resort.
Oh,
That was
my
so
man.
fun. I got. Or wait,
He's down there.
Oh no, yeah, he's up.
Where- Am I going down?
Yeah, you're going down. He's going up.
Oh.
Kitty.
That was a solid one, Evan.
I think I played like
Cat's name?
some
Kitty.
Madden.
I got
Alright.
every
Is her name
single.
actually Kitty?
His name's Kitty. Yeah.
Kitty. Oh,
I
it's
got
a dude.
every
Yeah.
single
Hi, Kitty.
marker in that.
Keep going.
I've played like Madden and NHL, and I've liked and NBA too. I've all liked those games. I think they're good as like playing with friends. They're not fun alone.
that's
I
so
don't know,
true.
I guess if you're doing that my career thing that
Career.
you can do now.
Yeah.
But like, it's the idea is cool that you can just take over like a pro player and then just play as them.
Oh, that would be
and
really
then- or a pro
I
team.
do like looking.
Oh, I saw a cool clip one time. So they were opening up FIFA packs, and they were like, oh, "No way, that is some generic, famous football player I
Actual
never heard
player.
of." He's like, "Oh my god!" And he throws his chair and he breaks his TV. And I'm like, "This dude, come on! It's just a game. You can't even play the game now."
I think it's
that's
kind of funny how, like, when the Wii first came out, so many people were breaking their TVs, but
How?
you
Because you
never
don't put
hear
on the
about
wrist
it-
strap.
You never hear about it anymore because the people who play the Wii still are not stupid enough to do that.
Wait. Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Yes,
people broke a bunch of
break their
TVs.
TVs
Never-
all the time. It's
I've
crazy.
never once thrown or like dropped a Wiimote. Well, I've probably dropped it, but
It's
like I've
all,
never like
it was,
chucked
it was
it at
all the
something.
old people and the
'cause-
really aggressive
With
people.
the strap.
Because they think that the speed will correspond to harder hits, and it's like, not really.
Actually, even without the strap, it's pretty. I
Well,
guess
old
if you
people-
don't have as good of grip.
Older people generally
I can
they
understand
don't
that,
realize like the grip that they have, and
Mhm.
then there's also the aggressive people.
Mhm.
Just super
Yeah, I could
hard,
get
like,
that.
I'm throwing the baseball,
Yeah. Oops.
and
Yeah.
it's gone.
I threw the Wii remote.
Even though to throw the baseball, you don't have to move your hand at all.
You gotta go like the
And
end.
not really. You just press a button and just shake it. I
Yeah,
guess.
just shake it. Yeah, that's all I gotta
One
do.
flick.
Shake it. One flick.
Shake it off.
What would you guys rate a sports game? Because like, let's say someone says, "Hey, you want to come over
Like
and
the
play?
genre?
Fill in a sport game."
Are you saying in terms of other genres?
Like, how excited would you be to play a sport game if someone asked you to? Like, without knowing the game, they say,
I
"Hey,
don't
we
know,
want to come
I
over and
feel
play
like
a."
sports games are a
fill-in
little more
game.
fun with people. I would probably give it, I don't know, like 4. It's not too bad. It's not like super like ugh,
It's
I
but
think,
like
I think that
I'd play it.
nobody should ask you, "Hey, do you want to come over and play this sports game?"
You want to play FIFA?
I'm like, I would be like, no.
which
But
one?
if like we were just
No.
over at somebody's house and somebody asked, "Hey, do you want to play this game?" I'd be like, I'd play that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna. If somebody invited me over to play the sport game, no. But if we were there and then they asked,
We'd be like,
yes.
"Fine."
I just picture Ian shutting me down like, "Hey, you want to play tomorrow?" No.
No,
No.
never. So yeah.
I mean, it'd be okay, but it's not like the thing I'd be looking forward to going over.
Yeah.
But if we're playing, if
Sorry, I'm
it
really
happens to come up and we're like, "Hey, let's play this," I'd be like, "Sure, I'll play it."
That's fair.
Hey, Ian, you want to play Wind Waker?
Anyways, yeah, so that's the game genre of the week. You know what? I've got an idea. If you guys in the chat have a game genre, put it in our YouTube, and we'll look at it. And if we find one we like, we'll probably talk about it. When we run out, which will be probably soon.
I think we got a few weeks.
We got like 20.
Yeah, a couple weeks going.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of.
But put them in, and we'll chuck it in the list, and we'll
You
talk
could
about
put
it.
subcategories too.
Yeah.
Like we'll go.
Yeah, we'll just go nuts, honestly.
When we run out, we'll start having to go.
Anyways.
Can they do Twitch too?
Yeah, if they wanted to put it in Twitch, Ian can write it down. We'll talk about it. All right, moving on.
Twitch users.
Yeah, Evan's the Twitch, the fan. I want to talk a little bit about character game design, because for me, I'm very picky about what good character design is. For me, I think that the goofier looking guys are funny. I don't know if you played Soul Calibur at all. But there's
Oh, you're gonna talk about the robot dude?
It's not the
tree robot.
It's not the tree robot. It's the guy with the 3 claws who moonwalks and stuff. That guy looks awesome to me. I love that character. I would only play him. He's hilarious. I also like the reptile dudes. I think that they're just well designed, and they got a cool moveset like acid breath and stuff like that, which I think is part of the reason that I liked Reptile from Mortal Kombat. So I'm just wondering, what kind of character design do you guys like? Not necessarily in fighting games only, but just in general.
Well, I really like when a character has background. It doesn't have to be a crap ton of it, but hey, this guy, he existed and something happened to him at some point. If it's just imagine playing a Donkey Kong-esque game.
Yeah.
But there's just literally a random character there, and it's just
yeah, you can at least.
You're just a character running through a map and just trying to reach the end.
This is a monkey collecting bananas.
Take some of the fun out of it.
Yeah, having a goal in mind, even though you're never actually gonna really the story doesn't really affect shit.
Yeah.
It's still kind of nice.
It's true.
I also like characters which are not really humanoid. I don't mind human shaped, so I guess humanoid would be the word.
More
but
humanoid.
I don't like ones that look like humans. I like human-esque shapes, shape of people, but I would prefer them to be robotic or just kind of alien.
So a golem, a tree person, druids.
Yeah, something that's not just there's a.
Oh,
I'm a paladin.
Like a Goron.
Yeah, so
rather than
I would like Mega Man over Marth, because Marth is very realistic and just human-like, but Mega Man still is kind of cartoony and not.
But it's got the human aspect to it, but you know that it's a cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I like that.
All right,
Ian, what do you got?
I think it's a little bit like Tyler. I do like the depth with characters, and I feel like Life is Strange had pretty well designed character depth,
isn't that amazing
backgrounds.
High
I'm
budget.
not saying they have good graphics. I'm just saying they've got good character design. Because
good plot.
Well, yeah, because all of a sudden you're oh, my character was here 5 years ago, and then they left without saying anything.
Yeah, when you're at a point to where you're gonna cry to a game, that they generally have some pretty good.
Never cried for a game.
Tearing up a few times.
I haven't either, but it's really sad.
Good.
Some games can be really.
Yeah, you can have a heart but not have to cry.
I think if Ian was not sitting next to me that whole game, I would have balled a couple times.
My original playthrough, I was just it's gonna be okay. And then at the end of the game, I was at the end of the game, I'm okay, I like my ending. It was a tough decision, but I like it. And then I looked at the other ending, and I'm
it feels bad.
Oh my gosh, Life is Strange was really good. That's the thing. For me, I'm the opposite. I hate boring just characters. The story doesn't even matter to me. I have no idea the story of any of the characters I think look cool. But, if they look cool, it doesn't matter the story. I don't care. But if it's just like, I am Alderaan, I am the hero of the the Coruscant Empire, and I am here to bring... That's stupid. That's so generic. You're a paladin who can summon the light of your holy diva, and it's like, that's just boring to me. Whereas, like, you got a character like, I'm from the Underdepths, and I have learned how to concoct a potion that can turn your brains into spaghetti, and it's like, that's awesome. Whereas, like, I spent my whole life learning how to do the dark magics, and now I can make snakes run out of my earlobes. It's like, that's cool.
D&D?
No, just this is...
Should we expect this?
I could. I don't know. I like humanoid characters, but not important that they look human. All right, Evan, what do you got? You got something for us?
I'm gonna say like a combination, pretty much of what you guys just said. I really like cartoony design versus realistic. That's just a personal preference. There's nothing wrong with like realistic characters, but
Yeah.
I really like I like bright and colorful things, and I think that's hard to do when something looks realistic.
Right.
Yeah, especially graphically. What else? I like when the design of a character reflects their personality. I think Overwatch does a great job of that. Like, you look at Reaper, you can tell this guy's like an edgelord. He's like dark. You know, he's like all black. He's misty. He looks angry. Like, you can tell. Or like,
you look at Mercy.
Yeah. No, I don't really know anything about Mercy.
She's light, and she's like, I will heal you.
Look at Anna. You can tell she's been through some shit. She's a veteran. She's got the iPad. You know, you can see she's graying, but she clearly like knows, you know, what she's doing, and I think that's really cool.
Right.
I don't story. I mean, it just depends on the character. If I'm interested in them, I'd love to hear things, but like, I don't think that's a necessity. I mean, how much story do we really know about Mario? I would consider him well designed.
We know a bit.
Is that kind of,
yeah, a good amount.
Yeah, like I mean, there's a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I would just favor cartoony. That's all I really have to say about that.
How do you feel about when people make a remake of a game or of something else, like revamp it, and it's like, it was a 3D game and the graphics were meh and the character has a design, and then they release it again and they got a whole different look. So like let's say you have Bowser, like in N64. Yeah. Like they have the N64 Bowser who looks really pixelated. You can clearly see he's got the shell and stuff. Whereas, like, imagine if he completely changed to the Smash Bros. Final Smash Bowser in every single game. Would that bother you? But the graphics were better, but the design was pretty different.
Oh, so like Sonic gets redesigned every few years.
Yeah. So like a character going from one look to another.
Sonic again.
No, don't worry about it.
It's gonna become
yeah, we'll see.
Topic. Yeah. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I think it depends if I like it more or not. I mean, I think you can always make a character look better through graphics, but I think like more realistic. But I also think, you know, sometimes a redesign can be good. In Smash Bros, from Melee to Brawl, they made Mario look like really realistic. Like he looks like he's wearing jeans overalls.
But
like,
I think Parker's saying like, if they completely changed Mario, like they
here, I'll give you an example.
Say he had like a top hat with eyes on it.
You mean more extreme? Though.
So I'm going to give you an example. Okay. So I know, Evan, you've played Kirby, right?
Yeah.
Have you played Return to Dreamland?
Yeah, that's the DS one.
Yes.
Or no, the Game Boy.
Yeah, it was the Game Boy Advance one. Do you remember the final boss that was like Nightmare, where he's like the tornado guy who go like
which
flying
form?
around?
You mean the first one? Or
Not the
second
ball,
one?
the one where he's actually like he's got like a tornado in his chest and stuff like that.
Is that the first form?
The second
where
form.
he's still a cloud.
Second form. So
yeah, because that's right after.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the second one.
Yeah. So take that form, and let's say that you know how he looks, and let's say you really like that look. And then they remake the game, but they make it more of a 3D, like that kind of thing, and they completely redesign how they look.
I was thinking of Nightmare and Dreamland.
Yeah, no, that's the one I was talking. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so where he goes from the ball, like with the stars in it,
Yes.
and then into the big one. Yeah. So like, let's say he went from what he was, and then they made it more 3D and better graphics, and he looked like way more detailed, but you're so used to how he looked. Would that bother you? Because that would bother me. I think I like the simplicity.
It wouldn't bother me. I think just it would be a little strange at first. I'd have to adjust. I think a lot of games take it step by step, because if there's enough games in between, but like what you said, that would be like a 15-year gap.
Right.
Also jumping from handheld to probably the Switch, which is partially a console.
Right.
So there would be a huge jump there.
Hey, Evan, can you turn your camera off and turn it back on?
Sure.
You were like a half second behind your camera for me.
Ah.
Duh.
How are we looking?
That's better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay, go ahead,
I-
Tyler. I'm gonna let the cat out of the room.
Oh, wait.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys? How about you?
I mean, I kind of feel that.
Did Evan go black?
Yeah, he just went black for me.
Am I black?
Who went
No,
what?
you're
Should I
good.
leave
No, you're
and
good.
come back?
What'd I miss?
You went black. You came back.
Technical production.
Okay. Camera's bugging.
High quality content only for you guys here at King Pasta
High
Ducks and Stuff.
quality.
Only the best.
That's one of the things that can really bug me. I don't like change in at least the main characters.
Mhm.
If it's a side character, I don't really give a shit.
Knuckles.
But yeah, well, for instance, like if they change the look of a Goomba or something in Mario Odyssey, I wouldn't give a shit. But like I feel
I
like
would.
I
I'd
wouldn't really
consider
care.
that main
But
Have you not seen the Mario
I
movie?
feel that.
Oh
no! I know. I feel that Mario is just like you shouldn't change up
Yeah.
like major characters. They should always stay roughly the same. Maybe add eyes to a hat or make them red
Give 'em a
instead of
jetpack.
orange. Give them hairs instead of a solid block.
Yeah. Ian, are you a stickler for those kind of graphic changes, or do you not care?
I feel like they just updating the character. I think that's good, but like completely like trying to redesign it
Too much?
is questionable sometimes.
If they do a good job, it depends how many games are in the series.
It
Also,
also depends on if like lore wise, like if something happens to them, then sure. I mean, at least give a decent excuse to change the character.
like as why Ganondorf can shoot lightning, or Zelda. Is that Zelda? Does Zelda shoot the lightning in Breath of? Not Breath of the Wild.
And no, there's a new girl who shoots lightning.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's one of the new characters. I don't care if
Well, we'll keep
I don't really remember her
spoiler
name.
free, but
Urbosa. I only know that because
yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh. Anyways,
All I remember is Zora. That's
Yeah.
the only shit that I can remember
I haven't
from
been
that
there yet.
game.
yeah.
that's official.
The only thing
Yeah.
I can remember
Kind of
is Calamity Ganon and Zelda.
I don't know
Don't you
who
mean
Link is. Who's this Link?
Who's Lank?
Link's
Lump?
the person
Lump?
that has like the really nice butt in the end cutscene, right?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, because that's who Zelda's trying to save, right?
Yeah.
Wait, Tyler, do you mean Zelda?
Yeah, Zelba.
Zelda.
That's a reference to our Wind Waker.
Yeah, we named that person
We-
Zelda.
We named Link Zelba, and they kept talking about Zelba in the game. Like, Zelba, please help us.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be clever. Anyway, so yeah,
That's funny.
there's a little insight to what we like in character design. Whoop-de frickin'
So
do.
you know what really makes
You know
enjoy
what?
that character.
You know what makes us tick.
Get out of here.
You like the personality.
I love personality.
It's all about the personality.
Personality.
All right, guys. Now, Ian, I got a question for you.
I've got an answer for you.
You know when we were talking about loot boxes, right? A couple days ago, or last podcast.
Loot crates this time.
Loot box, and
Okay.
we're talking about that. And it got me thinking. People will spend $60 on a game,
More.
and still they'll go for the loot boxes, right? Whereas you go on your iPod or your phone or Android or whatever you use, and you see a game that's like, this is awesome, but it's 99 cents, and you get all the content. Nah, I'm not gonna get it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, that's really
That
weird.
doesn't make sense to me, but I am a criminal of this. Like, why is that?
Yeah.
It just does, I don't know.
I think I got one.
Alright, hit it.
Well, a lot of $60 games are like AAA games. Like they're really well known. They're like multi-million-dollar games.
Right.
So you're gonna actually want to make a profit on them.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's why they charge $60. And a lot of iOS games are like.
No. He's talking like why we don't buy like.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't we buy a $1 game? Like, if it looks good.
Yeah, it's so cheap. Like.
But I do
and
that.
yet we would go and spend $30 on an anime game
Yeah.
that we're never gonna play.
Personally, I don't like games on my phone just because I don't think they're as fun. They don't have a lot of replayability, in my opinion.
I would argue it depends on the game. Depends what you play.
I can't play any game on
Have
my
you
phone
played Magikarp Fish or Fish?
Oh,
Have you played Card
Actually, it was
Monsters?
kind of fun. I'm not gonna be. I am gonna be honest. I played that during work a lot.
I just can't. I can't
work ethic.
actually play any game on a phone. I just don't find them as fun as I thought they were.
I feel that the reasoning for people not buying games that are like $1 and they're like, oh, that's $1. I don't want to play it. Is when buying games, people compare it to other games. So like, for instance, if there was let's just say a game that you had a small amount of interest in that came out on the Switch. If it was $160, would you buy it? Not likely, because there's all these other games that are $60, and this is $100 more. Where it's kind of like that for for phones is most games are completely free.
Yeah.
But you see this $1 to $2 increase. And you're
like, why would I get this when I can get a game for free?
Yeah. It's in the aspect of like you viewing, like, oh well, you have all of these cheap games. Why would I buy the expensive one?
That's fair.
It goes the same for the Switch, except numbers are different.
I'll pay $120 for like Switch with Pikmin 4. I'd buy it.
Yeah, if it was a game you want.
Like, if it was a game that's like,
yes, but I would have to really want.
Like,
it.
if they revamped Mega Man and brought out a brand new game in the series, I would eat that right up.
Well, they are making Mega Man.
Exactly, you're gonna eat it up though, right?
I'm not gonna. No, I would probably. I'm probably not even gonna buy that at launch. I'm
No.
gonna wait till they lower the price. No offense, I like Mega Man, but like that's kind of it's a short game. I'm probably only gonna play it once. And how different could it be from the other 9? So like, I mean, I don't want to pay $60 for that.
Fair enough.
You're gonna have to wait a long time.
Mhm.
They generally keep games like that.
Especially new consoles.
Quite a while.
Yeah.
Like, if the console was older, I'd get it, but.
I mean, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is currently 6 years old and is still $60.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We were playing Rainbow Six, and this kid's telling me it's still $60 or something. I'm like, that game's why? There's so many other games you could play that are so similar.
And they're newer.
And newer, and probably better. It just baffles me that they still cost so much.
Yeah.
Demand for more shooters? Just play PUBG. Just the same price, but better, probably.
No, but that was like, I'm pretty sure the last good Call of Duty.
Damn.
It pretty much was.
Damn.
Shots fired.
That's a savage.
Pun
Modern
intended.
Warfare was like the highest selling out of all the series.
I hate the glasses
Then
reflect the light.
I don't know, the Black Ops 2 was
Yeah,
like
man.
okay, and then I think it just kind of all died after Ghost.
Yeah, that's true.
That's fair. I haven't played any Call of Duty games or Black Ops.
I think we went
That's
over
fine.
this.
Oh boy,
You're not missing much.
I've played my fair share.
So,
As like the resident, I don't play mobile games.
oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, I really don't
Looked
play
at my
any.
phone.
Mine too, man.
I don't know what to say. Like, I actually I do. It's like there's some like, for me, it's like I don't really have time. If I'm gonna play a game, it's because I have free time, right? And a lot of the games on your phone are like, they're like time killers, you know. Some of them are
Yeah.
actually pretty good games. I will admit that, but you really have to search for them.
That was a great game on mobile, Hearthstone.
I have.
I would
Hearthstone,
agree.
actually.
I would agree.
But in like, so you have to go and you have to go out of your way to play it. For me, at least, because I don't just have time where I want to play on my phone. And if I'm already doing that, I'm just gonna get on my computer or my Switch or my PS4 or something and just play like a full-fledged game. I get if you want to kill time, it's kind of nice, but like in general, that's not for me. And because of like my poor experience with the mobile games I have played, just because a lot of them are time killers, I don't want to pay for one. Even if it was like this is assured pretty good. I don't know. Even if it is.
Oh no, a game you'll
There's a couple
enjoy.
games that
I feel
I've
like
really
I'd never
enjoyed
sit
on,
down.
iPod. Generally, I like to get
Played
little,
Minecraft.
I like
I
to get
paid for
little
that.
puzzle games. Puzzle games are pretty nice on that. They are a time killer, but I do like. I enjoy puzzle games.
Puzzle games you can pick up.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just pick up and set it down whenever.
Pick things up and put them down.
Put them down.
Put them down. You know you gotta put them down. Yeah, so that's mobile games. I guess that they're just lower quality compared to like the
Well,
free
yeah,
ones.
there is
I
a lot
also-
to them.
I agree with what Tyler said. Wrong pointing. He's down there. I agree with what Tyler said about the being free and how it's comparison. I've like heard people say that quote like, all these games are free. Why would I pay for one?
Exactly, that's like the main argument.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Someone's buzzing.
that's something that might be
I thought
me.
that was you.
It's not me, I don't think. It
Oh, I
could
thought
be.
you were typing something.
No, someone keeps buzzing. I don't know.
Is that me?
I don't think it's
Not
you.
me.
I don't know.
I don't know. That sounds normal.
Anyways, mobile games. What? I'm gonna segue right into this next one. You know what else is a mobile game? Minecraft. Minecraft is a mobile game.
I heard Minecraft is coming out on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah. Well, before we get too far into it, this is another segment of our show. Game review. We're gonna give our opinions on the game and rate it out of 10 and average it out.
It's like
Minecraft.
yeah, we all give our individual ratings.
Yeah,
and
but
then we
we'll start with Ian. He seems eager.
I just want to make a sarcastic comment.
Okay, lay it on me.
Because it's coming out on the Nintendo Entertainment System, the graphics will.
And that's-
just-
Ooh. It'll be so much better, much crisper.
I know it'll be in the natural block form.
Yeah, God, there'll actually be slopes, not goddamn squares. everywhere.
Oh, well, that would ruin the aesthetic of the game,
0 out of
obviously.
10 poor
my
graphics.
least favorite.
Oh, the worst.
I got my sarcastic
It's like
comment
so
out of the way.
great.
We
Okay.
can review it now.
I'm gonna start this one off
Alright,
since
review
I
it.
have probably the longest experience with it. Because I bought the
Maybe
game.
not time on
Maybe
the
not
game.
most.
Well,
Like bought it.
Bought it.
earliest.
I bought the game when it was like in early beta, almost alpha. And back then, the game was, in my opinion, it was more fun than it is now. Like the base game.
Damn.
It's
Shots
just-
at every 12-year-old.
I am just like I'm thinking back to it, and it's like it was much simpler. Granted, the water physics were pretty shitty back then, but I can look past that. Now there's just so much stuff. There's too much stuff to be able to handle. You got to learn all these crafting recipes. Where it's just back in my day, it was a lot easier to do the crafting.
2005.
And I hadn't even played mods until I played with these two, and like it just doesn't. The mod seems to be the only thing that like saves, quote unquote, saves the newer version of the game for me, because I just kind of run out of like realistic stuff I can do. Because like it used to be, these are all the things you can do. Work with it. It's like okay, now it's like you can do all these things, but you're not living up to your potential because there's all this other stuff that you could be doing. It's like, well, now this kind of makes me feel like all the stuff I'm doing isn't worth a lot. It seems like I'm not living up to my full potential. Whereas before it was, I'm doing great. I'm knocking this out of the park. It's kind of ruined the experience for me, the newer updates.
Yeah.
Evan?
Can I go next?
Yeah, we're going to go in order.
As like the newest player, because I bought the Pocket Edition like 4 years ago,
Wait.
and I played that for like a year. Like I was like, this is kind of cool, and I was just kind of chilling on the creative mode.
Yeah.
But when I actually bought the game like for PC, maybe like 2 years ago, right? Is that about?
Something like that.
That sound right?
Yeah, it was
Close to 2
around
years. I'm a relatively new Minecraft player. I don't know. I kind of like I like it for the opposite reason. I like that feeling like, oh, there's like an infinite amount of stuff I can do. Base version, no mods. That's really cool to me. It's like, wow, I am doing all this, and it's like, whoa, I can do way more too. That's cool. But I can also understand that it is kind of overwhelming too, and that can be a bit of an issue.
Oh yeah,
If you're
starting
like, wow.
off is probably
Yeah,
pretty
so like
Yeah.
I'm just chilling with these guys. They're like, this is how you build a pickaxe. This, and that's helpful. And I
What's a
understand if you're by
pickaxe?
yourself, it would be really, yeah, you'd be really overwhelmed. So I could get that. And whereas if it was kind of simple still, beta style, it'd probably be easier to learn.
You call me a beta?
Yes.
Motherfucker.
I'm calling you a beater.
I'm calling you beta. And then mods.
He's a
I like mods.
tester and a cheater.
He's a
a
beater.
I think if I pick the mods or like certain game modes and stuff, those are really fun. When they're not like, I can't grasp them. See, these two hardcore Minecraft players, not anymore, but like back in their day.
Back in my day.
Well, John's not here. These guys sit here with these mods. and I cannot
Excuse me.
comprehend what is happening?
I
don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're doing it, and like I just quit every time, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I am like
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I am like the oldest Minecraft player here, and then you're like these two experts
You don't
down
play
here.
with mods.
I don't play with mods because I don't need
You guys have
them.
like 8,000 hours on Minecraft.
And
Yeah, I probably have going on 8,000.
I probably have
That's an
less than that. But
exaggeration,
anyways, Tyler, were you done, Evan?
yeah, I'm good.
Okay, Tyler,
Just-
spray us with your influence.
Boy, so I got Minecraft. Well, the very first experience I had with Minecraft was me watching my uncle play it. I think this was
Your
in
uncle?
Alpha.
Was it by
Yeah.
chance in a white van?
Yes, totally.
Yes.
No,
Did he
I
have
have
candy?
I have one of the
Did you have
I
gummy
have one of
bears?
the very rare young uncles. You know, where your grandma has like a child
Right,
later
right.
on. So he's like, at the time he was like 20. Right now he's like 30 or so. So I was about 8 or 9, and I just saw him playing this game. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. This is cool. He made a pyramid, and there was a little path underneath it. And I wanted it so bad, but my parents wouldn't get it for me. And
Wow, sucky
it made me
parents.
so sad.
Wait,
But,
how old? What? Minecraft for?
What? How old is Minecraft?
No, I said how old were you when this happened?
Oh.
When did
I
you
was
get
like around
Minecraft?
8 or 9. This was like when
Whoa.
it first came out.
Okay.
Like very, very
You
first.
got this earlier than I thought you did.
Well, no, I
No,
didn't.
he didn't
have
get it because his parents didn't get it for him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got it
Got
when
it.
I was like 11 or 12ish.
Sorry.
I got it really early into patch 1.2.5. That means 7.
Yeah.
But basically,
This isn't-
I didn't know that the game updated because I got it right on the longest date ever. Like this
At the
update.
time.
Yeah, at the time this update, it had never taken that long before another update. But I absolutely love Minecraft. I don't play it anymore, sadly, but not sadly. Like,
It was definitely a time consumer.
yeah, like I played hours and hours. I know almost everything that you could know about Minecraft, and I've done almost everything you can do in Minecraft, pretty much ever.
I'm kind of a big deal, you know.
Yeah,
I do about everything that there's ever been to
I've done
anything.
so much in Minecraft, though.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
But
Yeah.
like honestly, I feel the only true reason that it's not like people feel that they're ruining Minecraft is because of their experience. I honestly think Minecraft is still good and fun. I think it's just I'm bored with Minecraft because I've done everything. I can still remember moments when I first started playing. Like, I legitimately remember my very first gold block that I got. Not gold block, but gold ore that I found.
Really?
Yes. And I know this because I was like freaking out. I think to Ian, I don't remember. I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I found a diamond. And I went to go mine it with my stone pickaxe. And not only did I have a stone pickaxe, but it was gold. Like, I remember this like perfectly. I was
Oh
like,
my gosh.
it,
Wait, how did you think diamond was gold? Do you
I
know
don't
what
know.
color it is?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't have a torch, so I guess I just didn't
Mm.
notice
Oh,
or something.
okay.
I don't know.
That's
But
fair.
like, it's just what you enjoy about Minecraft is the early moments of it, like building your first house, exploring for the first time, like going in your first abandoned mine shaft. I found an abandoned mine shaft, and I was physically scared. This could have been because I was also younger, which added to it. But like being scared to do something, whereas like I can go in there and I could go in there with my fists, and I will be completely fine, easily.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, it's the new experiences that you enjoy in Minecraft. There are no new experiences for me anymore. That's why I stopped playing it.
Hmm.
But I really enjoyed it. And once I started doing it, once I've pretty much done anything interesting, I started building. That's what I did.
Hmm.
All I did.
All right.
But yeah,
Ian,
I really enjoyed
I
it.
want to hear Ian's take because he's been pretty quiet. He must be having something great
A well
boiling up in that
$25
mind.
spent.
Trying to let out the sarcasm. I'm kidding. I feel
0 out
like
of 10. Too many
Minecraft
pixels.
now, like at
Unleashing.
first it was a little bit like Tyler, like, oh, this is cool. I've spent 4 months collecting diamonds,
And now I have a
and
sword.
now I have a diamond block. But Minecraft now is just like, oh yeah, you do this, do this, do this. So
And now you win.
and okay, I first Ender Dragon beat. You're like, ah.
That gives your pants
A
apparently.
little bit, man. It happens.
I beat the Ender Dragon now. I mean, it's an everyday thing. I can do it
I mean,
once.
I beat it with snowballs and
I think I beat it
beds.
once, and there was like 6 of us.
Yeah.
Never beat it. No reason to. Doesn't.
It is that new experience. I think, like, it was fun, like trying to work on like all those like little tiny things. Now I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have fun.
I've done this 400 times.
I'm gonna build something that I haven't built before.
Exactly. That's why.
Mhm.
That's why every time that we made a new server, I tried a different house. I tried making a different type of house. It's just
The
kind of a
pixel
fun
art
thing.
was fun. That was
Yeah,
different.
Pixel
that
art's
was-
very fun.
That was the first time I did the pixel art, and I actually really enjoyed that.
Oh, there was
Yeah, that
so
was
much.
a neat change. It did add like a good aesthetic to our little village.
Mhm.
When there was like just surrounded by Mega Mans and Blastoise.
Mega Bam!
Oh, I was
forget what
trying
I
to make
drew.
the cooling man.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah! That was a good time.
Yeah.
Minecraft. I wanted to talk about, well, I always say all the time on this one, is the mods. Like, mods are, in my opinion, the only thing saving it for me right now. Like, the game. Because
It's because they make that new experience.
that's yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, the new experience. But then, like, if I take the mods out, it just feels like bland, but not as bland as it was back when it would only had less stuff. It's weird to me.
True.
It's so
Yeah.
weird that I would rather play the older version because it had less stuff than the newer version that has more stuff. But if you go from mods to the new version, it feels like there's nothing. It's
Yeah,
weird.
the only thing that I've really, like, truly not liked that they've done to Minecraft is update the combat system.
Really?
I liked this stupid auto attack, like, you just spam click,
Yeah, I did
even
that
though
all the
there's
time.
no reason to. It's just a little fun thing. Like, why make you wait? That's like saying, okay, here is a bag of M&Ms. You have to let each M&M melt in your mouth before you can put a new one
Oh,
in.
that would suck, dude.
Why not just go and just dump the whole thing down?
I still would. I don't care if they told me to do
But
that.
you would wait,
So what
or
you're
you would
saying?
dump.
So what you're saying is you would get a mod that allows the old to go back.
Yeah, dude.
I'm like kind of 50-50 on the combat. I don't know. Didn't
It could
mind
just
it
because I'm
before.
used to it.
Didn't really mind it before, but they changed it not too long after I started playing, and I didn't really mind that either. But I wasn't super used to the first way,
Right. Okay.
so I don't know. I'm pretty impartial.
Alright.
Yeah.
Any more comments from anyone?
Well, we can do the 1 to 10.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if
I
anyone
guess
has anything else to
comment.
add.
Not
I'm
really.
gonna add that I may not have understood what comment was.
Yeah, the word comment is kind of a foreign thing for our friend over
No, I
here.
just-
All right, we'll
Is
start.
it a com or is it?
Is it, I think it might be more on the ment side. We're gonna start with Tyler because he seems very adamant. Give us a scaling 1 to 10. We will say 10 is the best, 1 is the worst, and give us a very brief summary why.
Well, I definitely don't think it's a 10 out of 10 game. Even though I've played, like, probably 2 to 3 months worth of straight playing on the game. It's definitely not a 10, because it takes a lot of a game to be 10, personally. I think if you're being reasonable, it takes a lot. Although I'd definitely say it's pretty damn high. If I had to take a reasonable statement, I would say probably an 8.5, at least for me, out of 10.
Dang.
Oh,
higher than that. Yeah, good.
I feel that reason just because it's something that takes a lot of time that you can waste a lot of time on, and I really enjoy games like that. And it really does, at least starting the game out, it gives you a ton of stuff to do, and it's a lot of fun. Like, the experience of finding your first diamond, killing your first creeper, beating a hardcore run, like stuff like that. That's a really cool feeling when you do it for the first time. It's really enjoyable.
I like it.
Alright.
All right, Ian, what do you think?
I think I'll go with like about a 7 out of 10.
Oh shit.
It is not a bad game. It started off like this new game revolution, kind of like where everything was based off of Minecraft. Everything was based on like, hey, you can do whatever you want now. It was really wildly successful. However, it had like a path that they wanted you to go on, but there was no path. Like the Ender Dragon was like, it was there, but like you didn't have to do it. But I mean,
Yeah, me and Ian skipped that many times.
you can do it
if you want.
All right.
if you want. I mean, like, and then there was like this story at the end of the credits that nobody read.
Dude, when I read that for the first time, it was actually kind of interesting. Like, it had a whole bunch of stuff.
It's weird.
It wasn't credits; it was a story.
Yeah, that was strange.
Story's dumb. For me, I think I gotta give it like a 5.
Damn! Whoa!
A high 5, a low 6. I'm gonna go with 5. Shut up.
5.5?
Wait, a high 5, so like a 56.
Yeah.
Is that a 5.5?
I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
Okay.
Just like, I feel like they were trying too hard to make it better. Like they had a good thing. It kept going good. Some of the updates were like, okay, I can get that. Oh, you made it so you can crouch over the edge and not die. I get that. We can sprint. Great. Hunger. Okay. I think it was once they started saying, oh, you can make carpet. I mean, okay, that's fine. Doesn't really add too much.
Around that.
You can make banners. Banners? Okay. Here's a command block to completely change the way everything functions in your world. Okay, now hold on.
I thought the command block was kind of cool just because it allowed for maps.
That made too much. Like, it was nice for the maps, but I didn't play for the maps. I played for like the single solo experience.
Yeah, sure.
And then they started making like, here's a voodoo doll. If you die, you revive with. I don't care. It's not about the combat. It's about the content inside of the creation. They added too much stuff that was not necessary to the game. Evan?
Okay, just making sure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm about to be the scrub here. I'm gonna give it the flat 10.
Flat 10?
I I think Minecraft.
There's gotta be there's gotta be a camera in here somewhere, right? This is a joke.
I think Minecraft.
Wait,
Sponsor us,
wait.
Microsoft. I think Minecraft is one of the best games ever. I think it is like the best-selling one-time pay
It's
game.
the second. I think it's the
Second,
second
but
Come
best.
on. Oh,
Fine Tetris, you're right. I think no other game up until now, maybe in the future, has ever created an experience with so many options, and that means so much to me.
It means so much to
I know
me.
I'm not as sick of
It really hits me
but
home.
it just seems like such a perfect game.
Really?
I don't know. It's not
really-
Hitting us with the 10.
It's not flawless, but it's as close to a 10 as I think any game could be. I don't
Really?
think it's the best game ever, but it's up there.
That's
Top tier, in my opinion.
that is a statement. That is a
Yeah.
statement.
I would definitely put it pretty damn high. I
So
just
that averages to a 7.75.
It's not bad. 7.7. That's pretty good.
That's collectively 31. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can see that, but
That's the
I'm
average score.
stingy with my numbers. I do agree with you though, Evan. Like, it's a pretty damn good game.
it's hard to get close to perfect.
Yeah,
But-
that's just my personal. Like, I feel that there's always that one game possibly for
No Man's Sky.
the best. I've literally
No
never.
Man's Sky, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 would buy again.
No. fuck.
Sonic 06.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
no,
a
stop.
masterpiece right
You
there.
guys can't compete with ET.
If you add a 1 before the first number, it would be a 10 out of 10.
Okay, that was our review of Minecraft.
Right. Yeah.
It's pretty. It's
Average
7.75.
7.75.
It's a good game. All right. Time to move on to everyone's favorite segment. Before we get to that, I want to let you guys know if you haven't hit that follow button, please do it. It helps out a whole lot. Also, leave
We love
questions
you.
in the chat, and
Thank
we're
you.
going to answer them after this next segment. Ian will be reading them out. Here we go, boys. This segment is called Steam Games. It is a game segment where I pick 2 games from the Steam library and write them down, and I come up with my own game idea, and I also write it down. And these 3, you got to figure out which one of the games I came up with. 2 of
I'm
them,
very good.
2 of them are real. One of them's fake. You boys ready?
Mhm.
Sure.
Is
I'm not sure
score.
about this time.
Here's what I'm going to do this time, since last time was kind of a kerfuffle. I'm going to give you only the description. I'm not going to be giving you details. I'm only going to tell you what is written here. If you have a question, I can't
The
answer
blank
it.
description?
I'm going to give you a description of exactly what I saw or any comments that were in the thing. If you have, what kind of a blah, 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 I can't tell you. You just have to work with what you hear, because last time I almost gave away a lot. First game is called The Jinx. It is a first-person fighter game where you fight people who do wrong in the city with many unique gadgets. The second game is Veggie Killer, a FPS where you fight hordes of veggies that have been mutated. Hail the bacon. E.Z., a simplistic 2D side-scrolling speed platformer where if you die, you restart several levels back.
Can I say something?
Talk it out, yes.
Real fast. Do you guys know what Super Jail is?
No.
That was a show. I don't think it still airs. That used to be on Adult Swim. It was weird, but so are all Adult Swim shows.
Yeah. I was just gonna
And
say.
I swear that second game with the veggies. I'm not saying this makes it fake. I made a connection. That sounds like this one episode where they all turned into vegetables and like giant vegetables and they were shooting each other. It's weird. Yeah.
What was the description of the first one again?
Jinx It, a first-person fighter game fighting people who do wrong in the city with many unique gadgets.
What's the third one?
EZ, simplistic
Attack on
2D
Titan.
side-scrolling speed platformer with many levels where if you die, you restart several levels back.
What do you guys think?
I personally am going with number 3. I really don't have much of a reasoning. I kind of feel like the second one's real just because the Hail the Bacon was oddly specific, and I feel like that's something that they probably would have randomly put as like a more of an inside joke, most likely, on the game, and the first one seems pretty realistic. I could see it being. So that's my opinion.
Okay,
Number
Tyler
3.
is
Number 3, my lord.
Easy.
Number 3, my
Number 3, my lord. What are you two thinking here?
I want to go with number 3 as well. I just don't have a reason. I
Guys,
just
guys have a chance
Alright.
of winning because he.
I don't think like you're trying to like juke like fake us out on here. I'm just like I'm gonna go with a guess number 3.
Number 3? Okay. What do you got, Evan?
I'm gonna go with number 1.
Okay.
I've never heard of a first-person fighting game, and I'm interested.
Okay.
And I don't know. It just made me think.
All right. And the correct answer was number 1. Jinx, it was fake.
Hey, I got one.
Yeah, Veggie Killers was real. It's first-person shooter. You like, yeah, you collect hot dogs and stuff like that, and you upgrade your weapons. And Easy was a side scroller, like the graphics of Limbo, where it's just black with a black background and whatnot. And like there were bosses, and if you lost, you skip back 10 levels. It's like, ooh. So yeah, that's a point for Evan.
Yes.
Way to
I
go.
get to go fix my light real fast. That's
Okay, have fun.
Am I in like the negative ratio compared to like statistics?
The current
Where'd Evan
score.
go?
He turned his light.
That thing is light.
I'm gonna tell the score once he gets back. Well, I'll tell now. The score is Evan is 3, Tyler's 1, Ian is 3.
You got it.
How many have we done? 4?
We have how many shows have there been?
6.
I don't know.
6. So we've done 6.
Oh boy!
Hey Evan.
Negative.
Evan, the score
I
is
turned it off when I was dusting it.
Evan. The score
My
is
goal- my
you're
goal is to
3,
make it a 1.
Tyler's 1, Ian is 3. So you are
You
currently
guys-
tied for first place with Ian, Evan.
You guys, I won.
Evan, we've got 500.
He's down here.
High five.
Evan. Evan,
Five.
can you not hear us?
I got you, Ian.
Can Evan not hear us?
Probably not.
I think he's having a
Who
heart
cares?
attack.
I don't
We're
think
good.
I think he's talking to his sister. or something.
It's got a bit laggy for me there. I actually.
We could not hear
You're
you.
lagging like hardcore.
Okay, that's my computer. I heard I'm in the lead or something.
No, you are tied with Ian for
I'm
3
number
points.
Yeah, Evan, we got a 500.
Is that why we high five?
Yeah, and Tyler has 1
Okay,
point
I
out of
saw a
6.
laggy
Okay,
version of that
we're done
high
with.
five.
Okay. Evan, you're like 3 seconds behind your camera. It's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. High quality content. All right.
high quality.
Hi, that was this week's edition of Steam Games. Congratulations, Evan, for getting a point and catching up with Ian. Tyler, you got some catching up to do.
Nah, man, I'm winning. I'm number 1.
You're number 1. Okay.
I'm number 1.
All right. If you have any
Just like your
questions,
points.
slap those questions in that question box next in the
Alright.
chat. We'll do our best to answer them.
All right, we're gonna go slow because we don't have much right now.
We already have some. Ooh,
That's always a
already
good
victory.
sign.
Okay.
Now,
so
Ian,
I got,
caution with the questions this
I got,
week.
no, I got it. There's a filter now.
Oh, he's gonna. Good.
I don't see bad words.
That's reasonable.
Okay,
Are
so
you serious?
this one is from Duckman 1225.
Ooh, who
Sorry
is
if we
that?
butchered your name. 1225.
What did the 5? Yeah, we're sorry
Thanks
about
for
that.
that question.
Yeah, good question.
They asked at the very beginning of the stream, how are you?
Oh, how are
Pretty
we?
good.
We are pretty good.
Doing
I mean,
okay.
I'm
How-
alive.
Yeah.
at work.
I mean, I woke up this morning.
Are you though?
I woke
I,
up.
I can't say I woke up this morning.
True. I didn't either. No, I woke up at 11.
I can.
Evan woke
but it
up
was
like
really,
before me. I was quite impressed.
I thought I was like 3 minutes after you.
Well, oh, did you text me right as you woke up?
I basically opened my eyes, grabbed my phone, and
Oh,
said, "Tyler,
okay.
come over."
Never
whenever you're
mind.
ready."
I woke up 3 minutes before Evan.
There you go.
Yeah, because you responded something like, "Yeah, I just got up like 3 minutes ago. Give me a minute." God damn.
I never said
Damn.
that. I said I just got up.
Ian,
Yeah,
keep
I set
rolling it
my,
in.
I set my alarm for 1:30, and it was funny because it went off.
We'll wait for these
when he
baboons.
was already at my house.
Are these baboons done talking about their sleep schedule?
No.
I woke up
Talking about
barely
sleep
before
life.
today. Barely.
Barely. I woke.
I
I
woke up
passed
like
out, so I don't
8:50,
even know
no,
what
11:50.
time that I fell asleep.
I woke up
Like
at like
5 hours.
I woke up at noon because I had to drive Dad to work, and then right from driving him to work, I went to Evan's house.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, Ian. Anything else for us?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. So,
Well, yeah.
did you want to hear the suggested game genres?
Oh no, we can just talk about that afterwards.
you sure?
yeah.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it. Yeah,
Are you really sure that you don't want to talk about this, Parker?
we'll talk.
No. You know what? I realized that was a bad idea.
There aren't many. There aren't many questions.
Yeah.
Did you? Were you just writing questions in the chat, Tyler?
He wrote only one that I got.
He only won.
I did it right in the beginning.
I mean, there is a comment that Tyler wrote that said, "Ian, you look dead inside."
He did. He looked so dead. He was like,
Oh, when he was like slumped over, like.
he was like so.
Everyone that's watching, we're desperate. Ask us questions. We needed like another 10 more minutes of content.
All right. So
Jeez.
Jay Clyde's a 3.
Hi.
Hi, Joey.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm watching you.
Hi, Jay Closet.
He said, opinions on anime remakes into games
Ooh.
like Naruto and One Piece."
Ooh.
Can I go first?
Yeah, knock it out,
That's a
Evan.
good question.
That's a great
Can I
question.
weave up this question?
Yeah, weave it up, Evan.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what he meant by remakes, but I'm just gonna answer my thoughts on anime games. Yo, like anime game when they're fighting games, because you like all the mainstream shonen anime. 'Cause that's kind of my demographic.
Okay.
Yeah, they think of those into fighting games all the time. I love them. They're all kind of the same combat system or very similar, so it makes them easy to switch between them. They're almost like their own genre.
Right.
I love them. Like the Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball is the fourth one. And they all kind of have like the same combat system. They're like 3D. You have like a dodge, juke button.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hmm.
I love like special moves. They're really the graphics are sometimes better than others, but I love the animations. I just love seeing all the characters together in like 3D weird cell shaded. But like other ones are hit and miss. Some of the RPG ones where they like go through the story of the anime, those are kind of cool. Some are better than others. That's my thoughts on anime.
All right, Tyler.
I don't mind a game being made after an anime if it's a game. Like what was the I know this is like not an anime, but what was the one Mickey Mouse game? It was like Kingdom of Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. Something like that. Yes.
Really?
Any anime, I didn't like the game, but like any anime that makes a game like that has nothing to do with the anime, have at it.
Really?
Yeah, but if there's a game where you literally go through the plot of the anime, get that shit out of it.
Yeah, well, because then just watch the
Like,
show.
Yeah, just watch the anime. Like, ooh, I'm playing a Sword Art
Online.
Yes, that is a game, by the way. You literally go through the
story.
The story. It's like,
Kind of cool. If you it.
Will I get the
I don't know,
heart to
isn't it?
save this little girl's dragon?
Ian,
Will it happen?
Ian, do you even watch anime, Ian?
Be a savage.
I've
Go fuck
seen-
yourself. Getting out of here.
2.
Hey, it's about as many as I.
2 whole anime.
Wow! That's double how many I've seen.
Oh, I haven't really played Kingdom Hearts, by the way.
It
Joe.
was
I don't know if I liked it or not.
I can't remember their
I
names.
won't
Okay,
lie.
it was Soul Eater and Sword Art Online.
I say.
So okay, that's fair. Do you have anything about the
But-
game?
But I don't believe animes should be made into games.
Why is that?
I feel like movies, TV, and video games, there's like a line you can't like go from TV to video games. You can't cross that line because video games like you want to do what you want to do, and movies like in TV shows, they have like one like straight plot, and then video games you're just like, okay, I want to go over into this corner and check it out.
Nothing in the corner? Interesting, now I know.
Yeah.
What's Eggman?
My man.
My man!
Anyway,
Evan is so
I don't-
unhappy with it.
Dude, I don't know, man. The disappointment is real.
Oh, you don't like that he doesn't like the anime?
Nah, that's cool.
I just think there's a certain freedom in video games that you should have that trying to make a game out of a movie or TV show won't work.
Yeah.
I can respect that. That's especially from a storytelling point of view.
I mean, like, and I feel like fighting anime games are a little bit overdone now. Like the Naruto fighter.
Yeah.
games yeah, those are a
Ultimate
little
Ninja
bit
Storms.
overdone.
Oh, they gotta update them though, dude. When they add new characters to the story.
I gotta be honest. I
Just
don't.
make a game when the show's over.
I don't care. That's not my question. I don't care. They're not. I'm not the demographic.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't really watch. I don't watch that many animes, but I mean, the ones I do watch, I do enjoy quite a bit.
Okay. Thank you for the question, J-Claus. What do you? Anything else, Zine? That was a good question.
We got one
Ooh.
from the person who asked, "How are you?" It's Tyler. I mean, Duckman
The
1225.
Why you-
main.
What does he have to ask? Huh?
Because I know how to say it and I know it's Tyler. Anyway, he asked, "What's your favorite anime and why is Naruto?" I know. Oh,
What?
no, I copy and
What?
pasted it incorrectly. Never mind. So, what's your favorite anime and why?
What's your favorite anime and why?
When
is
did this
Naruto-
turn into an anime show?
Dude, hey, they're asking. There's games.
Okay, ask. Answer away.
Oh, that's a tough one. They're really enjoy. Like currently, I'm gonna say My Hero because like I've watched it recently, and nothing but good times. But it's not finished. And then neither is One Piece. That's not finished either. But it's a lot longer, and I can assure you I will watch it until the end because I am at this point too invested.
To not finish it.
So I'm gonna say like One Piece as of right now, but My Hero might pass it up.
That's
It
fair.
ends and it's very satisfying. Yeah.
Okay.
I really just it does such a good mixture of like world building, characters are great, everything's funny but also like cool but there's like a silly aspect to it.
Right.
And there's mysteries all the time. There's like a callback to like a few hundred episodes before they'll be like, yo, this one tiny comment that's important all of a sudden. Or like there'll be a
That's
question.
cool when they recall
about
things
it.
from a long time ago.
Yeah,
I always
because they always do
enjoy
a flashback, so it's
Yeah, I'll
not
be
like
like,
you were
oh, I
blind.
remember that.
Whoa, I vaguely remember that.
Oh, holy
That was
shit.
hot. Yo. And then
Evan died.
I don't know.
Damn.
I also like.
He's so mad right now. Oh my gosh.
Is this screen black?
No, he's just going.
Hello?
You roboted.
What happened?
You
Did
roboted.
Did you not hear that?
You were
You
like.
became a robot.
What part do I need to repeat from that?
Well, I'm gonna make an executive decision. One anime per person.
Okay.
Tyler.
This is cool.
I really liked SAO. I loved the whole fact of like it being actually like meaningful, like what you do in this game. Like what you do in this game, you die if you die.
You die if you die?
You donezoed.
You die in the game, you die in real life.
The choice is yours.
It's how it works.
I don't know. I really
Choice is
like
yours.
I really like the character building and shit like that. And,
That's fair.
or not game in the show. It was quite cool. I liked it a lot.
Legitimately. Huh. Ian?
Right. So out of my two animes,
Your two animes.
yes, I mean, I really liked Sword Art, but I think I like Soul Eater better because of Sword Art was just too quick for me. I only watched
Over though.
I watched the 15 episodes.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I guess there's another season we didn't know about. The part with
And he's gone.
he's a
If
dead
you look
man.
on Netflix, there's a Soul Eater too.
my crappy computer has failed me again.
Every time you're about to make a comment, it's just like, well, there was this time that.
But
I do
anyway,
feel like Sword
the
Art
part,
was,
with the part with Cancer Girl was not the end. There's more after that, I guess. I haven't seen past that, but apparently that was just one more season.
Ian?
I just felt like Soul Eater was like so good, and then it's just like, okay, it ends here. We're progressing the story at like an unreasonably fast pace.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's fair.
So,
But
I mean, it's a good story. I'm just saying it was too fast.
But would you have enjoyed it as much if they spent like 30 more episodes just getting through those last 40 floors? Or would you have preferred the twist?
I mean,
I would have
No.
enjoyed it if they add more floors. At least more, maybe not all. I see like, okay, maybe there's 10 more or something like that, but they had so much more to go.
Or with more time lapses?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Alright.
if there was time skips, sure. But like, if it's the same amount of episodes, I would be fine. Maybe add a couple, like
Okay.
5 or
Yeah,
so.
maybe.
But if there was just time skips, more time skips, I would have been okay with that. I just feel like they did it a bit early. Like, what were they on, floor 60?
I
Or
think they
something
were
like
like
that?
70.
I
Something.
don't think so. It might have been high 60s.
It was 60 something. I remember that.
It,
I
like,
don't know 60 what.
it was
You're lucky I
just,
can't find my bell. I'd ring it.
Oh, you tapping it? Or are we going too long?
Oh, I haven't even said mine yet, and we're rolling on an hour
Okay,
25.
you have 5 minutes to do it.
Okay.
You have 50.
I would say Kakagurui. That's a really good one. It's basically this academy. The whole thing is about gambling, and it's like the more money that you've made, the higher up you are. The one that Jake recommended. That one's clean, man. I'm only on the second episode, and like it's basically a matching game, and the girl was cheating, and she's like, "I'll tell you what, you're out of money. How about this? I'll bet the rest of the money, and you bet your fingernails." And then she's. And they're like, okay. And then she won, and it's like, oh, I get the money back. And then she's like, how about we play again? But this time we both put our fingernails into it. Wouldn't that be fun? And she gets like super horny about it. Like every time they talk about gambling, she's just like, oh, it's so exciting. And she just can't handle it. Like biting her fingers, going nuts. It's great. I love it. I'm only on the second episode. I watched it at work, and it's, ooh, I'm into it, man. I'm into it.
I'm into that fingernail porn.
Dude, hell no.
Do they literally rip off their fingernails?
No, she has like a fingernail collection, like of like designs,
Yeah,
like fingernail paint,
so
and she's
fake
like, these are all
fingernails.
real fingernails. How about this? I'll get rid of the debt that you just earned, but if you lose, I get your fingernails.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's really creepy, but I like it.
is.
I love it.
I'm
Okay.
gonna
That
take
one's
your
wild.
These chicks look demonic as shit.
Yeah,
I hope we answered your question, anonymous viewer.
yeah. Anything else, Ian? Or are we?
Duke
Yes.
mayonnaise.
So,
1, 2.
Duke mayonnaise.
Jacliza
Oh my gosh.
3.
Stop calling him Jake Liza.
What's
Jake Liza.
he saying?
I don't know that.
Who's that? I don't know.
Okay.
You're right. Just read his question, please. Or
So
her.
he asked. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be no from all of us.
Yeah, probably.
So, have you ever played the new Hitman? New as in 2016.
Nope.
That's what
No.
he said. Release on
Sorry.
Steam. What do you think of the graphics and design since it's not a common video production software?
I can definitely answer this one because I've watched a lot of it. I don't particularly.
I gotta look this up.
I think it's fine. I don't think the graphics are exactly its strong point. I think it's the variety of kind of like executions that you can make. That is pretty cool, but the design, it's fine. It's nothing special. It seems like another game, and I also
Really hot chick.
yeah, there's some hot chicks. Don't get me wrong. It seems very generic, and the graphics aren't really anything to be like crazy about. It's just a game.
That's crazy.
It's just a game that you would have fun with once in a while. Nothing crazy.
I don't know. Looking at this, I would say the graphics are pretty good. Just shadows are where it fails.
Yeah, it's
Like the shadows on the clothes.
yeah, they're not bad. It's just like they're not the best. There's definitely better. All right,
Is it the definitive
Do
edition?
we...
it should be. It might be the for the episodic releases. I think we have time for one more, probably.
That was gonna be.
And
my
then we'll
question
wrap it up.
if we had time for another question.
We have time for one more.
Okay.
I-
You guys
I don't
leave
s- I
comments
don't see
down
that.
below,
Oh, if there's no more.
and we have any extras, we can answer them.
Not since this last one we just answered.
Okay, cool. Then that's all for the show today, folks.
Wait, all the Hitmans are on sale right
outro?
now.
Yeah, no, they're always on sale.
Yeah, but they're all like $1.
Really?
Yeah, no, that's kind of impressive. I saw that. I'm like, wow.
Oh.
Like,
Well, they were doing really bad
That's pretty impressive.
because they're doing episodic, which means they have released one, and then 3 months later they release the next episode, where it's just. So, anyways, thank you everyone for watching the show. We'll be here again next week Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you go over to our YouTube, you can leave a
Wait,
comment.
yet?
What?
Oh no.
You can find us on Instagram. You can follow us on Twitter. Is that what you do on Twitter? You follow whatever you do on Twitter. Leave a comment on YouTube. We'll probably post this there. I don't see why not. Tell your friends. Hit the follow button. Helps out. And we're gonna see you next week. Everyone, quack, quack, quack. Everyone,
See ya,
quack.
guys.
Early on the quack.
A little, quack, quack, quack.
Boo.